So blink once if you know when Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out, but are not going to tell me.
I have a vague idea.
Okay, vague idea. So like if you have the quantum mechanical interpretation that allows for multiple universes in the universe where you didn't blink, what would that, Todd, tell me about the year it's coming out? Would it be 2025?
Trick question.
Or 26?
I've been asked that question many ways, but never like that.
Yeah, I thought I would try to sneak it.
Ever since the Elder Scrolls 6 teaser trailer was released, Elder Scrolls fans everywhere have been waiting for the long-awaited sequel to Skyrim with much fervor. Everyone pretty much assumed that the Elder Scrolls 6 development hadn't started, especially with Bethesda Game Studios under Todd Howard is going all in on their new IP, Starfield. However, in a recent interview on Lex Friedman's podcast, which I highly recommend watching if you guys have the time, Todd Howard gave surprising information that indicated a lot more work has been done on the Elder Scrolls 6 than previously believed. In this video, I'll summarize what we picked from the entirety of the podcast if you don't have the time to watch the full thing. First, the setting and tone of the Elder Scrolls 6 have already been completed, as has the music. They've also worked out the beginning of the game as well already, and they're currently in early concepting and design phases for the world of the Elder Scrolls 6. Thus, prototyping for the Elder Scrolls 6 will begin once development for Starfield wraps up, which is expected to be mid to late 2023. Todd Howard continued to say, "So, take Elder Scrolls 6. We figure out where it's set, what's the tone, what are the big features, discuss the beginning of the game, which we've had for a very long time. Then we like to do music. So, we've already done a take on the music for the Elder Scrolls 6, the music we put in the teaser for it. This was 2018. We've taken that further, obviously. We're working on the world. You're then doing concepting and design for the world. And then once we're wrapping up one game, we can really start prototyping the new one. And you're usually building kind of your initial spaces. So we do like to do a first playable, a smaller section of the game that we can sort of prove out and show to people, hey, this is how it feels different, this is what it looks like, this is what's unique about it." Todd Howard went on to say a bit more information about the Elder Scrolls franchise in general. He talked about the video game industry and how much things have changed. Games take much longer to make, including the Elder Scrolls 6, and are significantly more expensive to make than back in the 1990s. Todd said while he has a vague idea of when the Elder Scrolls 6 will be coming out, it won't be anytime soon. He says in hindsight, if he knew that they would take this long to make the Elder Scrolls 6, he'd probably change things, saying how he looks at some of the stuff, the ideas and concepts they have, and thinks, I want to play this now. Todd Howard also talked about how the Daggerfall team, much smaller than Skyrim's team, was split into two teams in the late 1990s. One team, his first project lead, developed the Elder Scrolls Redguard, while the other team developed Elder Scrolls Battlespire. He admitted to Redguard being a commercial flop, but considered it a critical success. He said it was a great learning experience for the rest of the development of the Elder Scrolls series. He noted that the diminishing returns of some of the technological advances that showed. He gave the example of rendering a cup, the textures, the modeling, the shine, and the global lighting and shadow interactions that go into making a cup in a video game. But at the end of the day, it's still a cup, a little foreshadowing perhaps for some of the development phases for the Elder Scrolls 6. He last reiterated the notion that Bethesda Game Studios wants to make a game that will have fans playing it for at least a decade or two, referring to the Elder Scrolls 6, much like how Skyrim has been played for at least the last decade and approaching two. But that's pretty much it in terms of the information so far he gave out on the podcast. So what do you guys think? Already the beginning of the story is done, the music is done, the setting is done, and they're already preparing to set for the concept and design phases of the Elder Scrolls 6, which will probably be mid to late 2023. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more information from the Elder Scrolls 6, especially given how much attention it's got with the legal disputes between Microsoft and Sony. Most likely it will be a Microsoft/Xbox exclusive, and there's more information in another video if you guys want to check that out. Thanks for watching.